We made it, Jake. 10 weeks. We made it to episode 10. That's huge. I guess. I don't know. It's big, right? 10?
Yeah, well, it's the first little milestone, but there's a lot to go.
certainly a ways to go.
Hey, 10 is still a nice 10 is.
10's a number. It's a number.
10 is better than stopping at 1 or 2 or.
It's true. Which I've definitely done on other shows. Just like, oh, that's right. I do this show. Like the Our Cardinals podcast, for example. We did 3 episodes, and I was like, well, we'll come back at the top of this season, and I don't know if it's going to be this season anyway. So.
Yeah, jeez. I don't get it. Okay, like everybody's gonna catch it, right? Are they hoping for a vaccine? Are they hoping for like a really good treatment?
Because it's the spread, right? Because once the spread dies down, once you're no longer symptomatic, it plateaus and falls off. Like if you look at like where China's gone, like a couple days ago, China had 19 reported new cases. Like the new cases go down because of the quarantine. Like once
if this hits a locker room, aren't they all going to get sick? So like if somehow along the way someone catches it, it's gonna go through a whole locker room, right? Like I think my concern is like they're stopping it now, and then in 6 weeks everybody's just gonna catch it anyway. Or all the players are going to catch it anyway.
I think the idea is that in 6 weeks, there will it'll kind of be eliminated, because it'll have run its course for everybody, and there's nobody left to catch it from.
That is I just feel like that's quite the gamble on many billion dollar industries.
Yeah, but then it's the way these viruses work. They go up. Eventually, cases start to mull down, and then they go down. So I think that's just the idea, right? Like you quarantine everyone for a couple weeks. Maybe you come back without fans. Maybe you just wait for the state of emergency to end, and then you keep going.
Yeah, keep going like podcasts.
Keep going like podcasts.
Thanks for listening through 10 episodes. Hopefully there's another 90 plus by the time you're listening to this. If it's that long, hopefully there's a lot more than 10.
Yep. I don't know. Let's just get into it. Let's talk about Her Words Destroyed My Planet.
Maybe you were right after all. Maybe I'm just bad news. I've been drowning in memories. Call it residual blues. I fell asleep watching Veronica Mars again.
Hello, helicopters, and welcome to episode 10, as we've said, of Motion City Podcast. I, as always, am your host, Naim Siddiqui. Joining me, as always, Jacob Walden. How's it going, Jake?
Great. Always great.
Always great. You say always great, and I'm like thinking about coronavirus. We could have done Always Running Out of Time. It would have been amazing.
I'm trying to think of lyrics from the song. Let me think. I'm not smoking weed, so I'm not stopping smoking weed. I do have an Xbox that I haven't sold. I'm not going to.
If you watch Veronica Mars, you gotta watch Veronica Mars.
I don't watch Veronica Mars. So I've fallen asleep to Veronica Mars. I think I don't fall asleep watching TV, so.
You know what? I think actually around the time that I was listening to this song, I was also watching Veronica Mars. And so I was in college, not when the song came out. This is 2010. My Dinosaur Life was 2010, and this is track 3 on My Dinosaur Life, which, by the way, this is a little strange. We're doing 2 My Dinosaur Life songs in a row, but, whatever. We can do that kind of thing. It's our choice.
I'm happy just coming out and saying it. We don't want to, get into this pattern where there's some albums are different lengths. We don't want to.
Right. No, for sure. Yeah.
We got to break
agree.
the pattern sooner or later. Might as well do it.
Yeah. Yeah, and My Dinosaur Life is one of the shorter ones. It's 12. Whereas Even If It Kills Me is 13. Commit This to Memory is 13, including Invisible Monsters, which is, arguable. Go is only 11. Panic Station is also only 11, so never mind. It's right in the middle. And of course, I Am the Movie is 14. That's the longest one. But yeah, no. So when this album came out in 2010, and like I said, this is the first Motion City album that I knew. And it was between the summer between high school and college that I really got into the band. And then freshman year of college, the first semester, I barely ever went to class, stayed up late at night watching Veronica Mars. Like I would I remember because torrents, you couldn't torrent on the campus. And torrents are bad, kids. Don't torrent things. Veronica Mars available on Hulu now. But at the time, I was a criminal. We couldn't torrent on campus because torrents were not they were blocked by the campus Wi-Fi. So what I would do is I would go to, whatever download sites there were to download an episode, but the campus internet wasn't super duper fast. And so I couldn't and the sites, the way that most of the sites worked, you couldn't download more than one episode at a time. So download the episode from one site and then start downloading the next episode from the other site. So that by the time I was done with the first episode, then I finished the second episode, and then I could start downloading the next episode from another site. So I think I had a rotation of 3 sites that I was downloading episodes from, so I always had one to watch when I was done. And then I didn't go to class, and I fell asleep watching Veronica Mars again and again. What about you? What's so anyway, so that is certainly something that I don't remember because I had never watched Veronica Mars before, but it was definitely on my list of shows to watch. And what it was I think it was on Netflix at the time, and it left Netflix right as I was I need to start watching Veronica Mars, and then boom, off Netflix. And then I started torrenting it, and I don't remember if or not torrenting, whatever, downloading it off of .com or whatever it was called. I don't think .com is a real thing anymore, is it? Don't go there.
I have enough to watch on the 5 platforms I subscribe to already to need to torrent anything.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just talking to our listeners. Don't be criminals.
It's not like you're talking to me. I don't give a shit about torrenting.
Anyway,
except about music, because there are all the various platforms right now that you can listen to, so that the artists get the money.
Correct.
Spotify, Google Play, YouTube, Pandora.
Buy the albums.
Pandora. That's a good say, because Pandora is how I listened to for the first time most of Motion City soundtrack songs. I'd been listening to them piecemeal on YouTube, and I really liked it. And so at this one point when I was really getting into Pandora, and I still do like Pandora as as a radio function more than I like any other platform. But Her Words Destroy My Planet is one of the first songs that I listened to without knowing other Motion City soundtrack songs after I made the station. And I feel like, one of the things I can say about this band that I really can only say about one other band is that I feel like
is the other band 21 Pilots?
The other band is 21 Pilots. Is that you could play any song of theirs. I could have encountered any of their songs in Pandora, and it would have made me want to listen to more. And that's not necessarily true for a lot of artists. So with Motion Soundtrack, it was, oh, this is good. Oh, this is good. Oh, this is good. Oh, this is good. And I feel like very strong memory of Her Words being one of the earliest songs that I was exposed to from them after Beyond Perfect Teeth.
Sure.
Everything's All Right, LG Fuad. When I made the station, so.
Yeah, I don't remember because it was all I don't know how long I've been an album person. I feel like it was actually around the time that I started listening to Motion City, because it was I like I said before, I got into the band through a music podcast that I listened to, and they reviewed this album kind of harshly. But I remember I think downloading all the albums of bands that they would talk about, or bands that they said they liked, or that I thought I might like, and I'd download the whole album, listen to the whole album a lot of times. So I think that's sort of the time that I became an album person.
Mm-hmm.
So this is certainly, obviously one of the albums. So like I was listening through. I don't remember why I didn't like I Am the Movie at the time. Maybe I just didn't download it. Like maybe it's because it was their first album, and I was like, the first one's always the worst because they're just getting into it. Which again worked out for me. I was absolutely wrong, and really worked out well for me, because it was like finding new Motion City music 3 years after they broke up. I was like, oh, fucking I'm the movie now. Like I already owned it, and then I got into it. It was great. But yeah, I don't know. So let's talk a little about the song. Do you have any before I think I pulled up the Genius and then accidentally closed the tab, so I'm pulling it up now. Before I go into it, did you write any Genius annotations for this song?
I didn't. Although I probably should have, because we have a winky face from Justin himself on this song, don't we?
That is true. Yes. Okay. So this is one song that Jake and I have talked about quite a bit.
I feel like this is the first song we actually like. I feel like this is when we started figuring out we both really like the band. I think this was the song also, because you mentioned it after a breakup. And
well, I think we talked about this band before that, because I feel like I sent it to you knowing that you were a fan. After, so yeah, because when I got done,
you know what, that's right,
to this song.
I just contextually remember that. I don't know. I can't offer any substance to that, but yeah, like it makes sense to me that as you sent that to me, it was specifically because.
Yeah. But you're right. Like that's the first reference to Motion City in our Facebook chat that I can find. Mm-hmm. But there's no way that is the first time we talked about it.
Oh,
so I have no
we might
idea.
have talked about it in like a Google chat when we were doing those after games.
Yeah, maybe.
If you had like an album in your background, it was only 4 years ago.
I feel like we must have talked about it before on this Google, like on this Facebook chat. Like we talked a lot on this Facebook chat. How do we never talk about Motion City?
Well, would you have been like in a video chat in the background, have an album by them or something, like to show?
I doubt it. I don't know, because I didn't own any of the records until after those Google chats were done, and I don't remember if I owned any of the CDs. I didn't own any of the CDs until 2015, I think. Like I bought Panic Stations on. Actually, no, I did. I 2015. I bought Panic Stations on vinyl when it came out, and I think I bought Commit This to Memory on the same time as well on vinyl, and then I bought them on CD as well. So 2015 it must have been.
That was definitely when. I just felt it was more like 2013 or 2014.
Well, that's when I bought those records. So I'm sure those Google chats, those video
that's
chats
what I
were.
I thought the chats were.
Well, you know what? Those were 2015 as well. So maybe it was.
I don't know.
Because those were around the time of the trade deadline game starting, and that was 2015.
I just remember all the Cardinals fans would just like hop in a chat after a game.
Yeah, it was all the Cardinals fans and like Bill,
Jimmy.
And Jimmy, and because it was Beast Base who was starting him, because we would do him for the post game of the trade deadline game, and man, we talked a fucking lot. Jesus Christ.
On Facebook.
Yeah. Like I keep going to load more, and it's the same day like 4 different times. I'm like, oh my god, how much do we fucking talk? Yeah. So it was Beast Base and Bill and Nighthawk and Jimmy and me and Dan and Joe and Mitchell. We did all of the like post trade deadline game stuff, and then I guess that like the Beast Base wanted to keep it going, and he's brought it to our Cardinals, so it had to have been like mid-late 2015. So maybe we were talking about, maybe I was going to a concert and I mentioned it in one of the chats, and you were like, "Oh, I like that band too."
I feel like that makes sense.
But like when you bought the tickets to,
I think that was March, right, of 2016.
right, and I mean the concert was in like July, but I remember, because I left my ticket in Chicago, and you had already bought the ticket and you weren't coming, so I just had you send me your ticket, and I just went on your ticket. So I can't.
Maybe Facebook just ate the original conversation.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't do that. I can go back to Facebook conversation from like 2014 with Joe.
Right, but is it possible like it ate just that specific part of it?
It's possible that like I messaged you on Google Hangouts. I don't know.
Yeah. The point is, we talked. This was like the first song we actually talked about.
Oh, there was
lyrically.
a point. Cool.
Was it this or was it Qbert?
No,
I think it was this.
I think it would have to be this. I don't think it would be Qbert, because I don't think I liked Qbert at the time. I mean, I liked it just fine, but like it was one of the songs that they really eviscerated on that podcast. So for me, I'm like, oh, this song's fine. It's whatever. And I was like, no, you know what? I have my own opinions.
I'm glad you came around.
But I'm surprised it would even be anything off my Dinosaur Life, because my Dinosaur Life is not my favorite album. I mean, I like it just fine, but did we ever do like plug.djs?
I definitely don't remember that.
Okay, then maybe not.
You know what? Okay. So Her Words Destroy My Planet. It's about a breakup. That's pretty straightforward, or at least some kind of romantic stress following. It's a breakup. That first line, I still futz with that tourniquet and tried to squeeze in your dreams. I thought that was I tried to squeeze in your dreams, right? Is it not?
I still futz with that tourniquet. I tried to squeeze on your dreams. Yeah.
Okay, so that's just wrong.
The tourniquet, I tried to squeeze on your dreams. It's got to be that.
Yeah, someone said that they think it's an engagement ring. I don't know about that. I guess I don't find that unbelievable, but it seems like a really
yeah, I never thought of it as an engagement ring.
Bad look on marriage like that. I don't.
To me, it was always just like he was the tourniquet.
Yeah. And slung it on it to perfect fit. I feel like that was like self-referential. Like
it's his own anxiety, or like he was like suffocating her in the relationship. So like I'm going to joke about this. It happened a long time. That was 3.5 years ago. So like after I got dumped by the girl I dated for like 3 years, like I listened to this song as I was leaving, and I was straight up weeping. Like I sent it to Jake about it. Like you remember, I know, because we discussed this.
Yep.
We what was it? Like this is like a lyric that I related to, right? Like I still futz with that tourniquet. I try to squeeze on your dreams. Slung it on, it's a perfect fit. What do you suppose that means? It's like it's the like in a relationship, like sort of suffocating the other person in the relationship. I don't know. That's what it feels like to me. By the way, I'm going back now to MCS, and now I'm finding stuff from like May of 2016. Instead of just looking for Motion City. I think I did
look for MCS, but
yeah,
I feel like that still implies that we would have had to both have know what we meant by MCS,
right? Yeah,
but the specific thing that
I just got back to March 17th, 2016. My girlfriend bought us tickets to MCS and STL because she is the best.
Oh man,
rip. That's the one who dumped me. And you did. So yeah, you bought tickets right after she bought me tickets. That's what it was. But yeah, that's as far as back as it goes, is to you buying the tickets. So I got no fucking clue.
I feel like we probably were on video chat, and it's just like Maybe you
It's
were
fully
singing
possible.
part of a song? I don't know.
I mean, that's certainly something I do.
The question, the original question, which I'm sure is that in our Telegram or is it in the Facebook chat? Um, it's got a job at Uncommon Grounds. I finally shaved off that beard. I sold my Xbox to Jimmy down the street. Hell, I even quit smoking weed. I'm taking an online course. I'm learning to speak Japanese.
Yes. So the question is,
It was always a joke question.
is
but
the online course Japanese?
yes.
Or is he taking an online course and separately learning to speak Japanese?
I know. I always was asking this not like I gotta know. Is he taking 2 classes?
Or he doesn't have to be taking a class to be learning Japanese, right? Like, I mean, in 2010
Yeah.
maybe, but like now, like I'm learning on Duolingo, right? Like I'm
Yep.
taking an online course, plus on Duolingo, I'm learning to speak Japanese.
But you know what? On the lyrics on Genius, there's a hyphen, right, or an em dash indicating that's a clausal statement, right? Like
That's not necessarily right. Like, yeah.
the way that's written, I feel like it does imply that the online course is Japanese. However, you tweeted this to Justin.
I did. So yes, I tweeted at Justin and asked him like, is the online course Japanese? Like I actually I prefaced it with settle a bet for me, thinking maybe that makes him more likely to give an actual answer, and he didn't.
Winky face.
Yeah. God, do you have the tweet? I don't. Here we go. Oh no, this isn't the tweet. This is the tweet from the concert.
It wasn't just a winky face. But it was the gist of it was like
It was something along the lines of like it's whatever you want it to be, man.
I think that is what he said.
Yeah, it was something like that. Which I brought up to him at the Milwaukee show, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I don't tell people what lyrics mean." It's like, I mean, fair enough.
That's a recurring thing is that he, doesn't talk about the lyrics. So
Yeah,
I kind of, in a way, I kind of get that because I don't feel like the lyrics are so abstract that there's no understanding them without, without his commentary. So in that regard, I do kind of understand that maybe there's the feeling of elaborating on them lessens them. Also, in some cases, like I feel like especially in this song, it's pretty straightforward.
yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, that was the one thing, and I think it was you bringing it up, and we both actually agree. The online course is Japanese. Like, it's not even really a question. But I think you brought it up as like, yeah, you said, is the online course in her words destroy my planet Japanese or something else? And I said, yes, it's Japanese. Like, and it took me a second to realize what you were saying. It's like, yes, of course, he got a job on Uncommon Ground. He finally shaved off his beard. He sold his Xbox to Jimmy down the street. He quit smoking weed. He's taking an online course, and he's learning to speak Japanese. Like,
it was actually June 2018. I like that we came back to talking about it in June 2019.
We did, yes. I don't remember why. Because I feel like it just sort of like, I don't know. I don't know if it popped into my head randomly or like for some reason.
It was Josiah.
Josiah James. That is, yeah.
Yep.
Hold up. Didn't sell the Xbox to Jimmy down the street.
In response to Justin
Him playing
Borderlands,
Xbox.
I guess.
Yeah. Solid tweet. It was a solid tweet. Didn't you sell the Xbox to Jimmy down the street?
God. I'm laughing at that.
What a motherfucker. What else? What else is in the Genius lyrics here? There's a lot of Genius lyrics here, which there aren't for a lot of Motion City songs. Oh, like it says, yeah, falling asleep watching Veronica Mars during the Spin magazine article. He said he just finished watching the final season of Veronica Mars on DVD, so he was relatively upset there would be no more episodes, but there were available now on Hulu. I wonder what Justin Pierre thought about the new season of Veronica Mars. I gots to know. I should have asked him. Oh, man. Should have asked him. All I want for you to be is happy or something. That's a deep... It's like, it's one of those, like, it's real deep when you're a teenager, I was 24. And you like, or 23. And then you're like, oh, I like, yeah, it's not like as deep as it seems, but it's still like, I feel it though. I feel it. All right, that's genius. Let's talk about song meanings. So there is some stuff that was on the track by track My Dinosaur Life. They say it was the last song they wrote on the album. That like Mark Hoppus is not on most of the track by tracks, but he was on this one. Said they sort of came in and Justin like it was one of the last songs they wrote that he came in sort of was noodling around on guitar and ended up writing this song. I think they say Everything Is All Right was also one of like the last songs written on the album. So it's just one of those things of like the thing that ends up being the single ends up doing that. So in this Spin interview from 2009, when they put the song out, I think it was the second single. Justin says, "This is the most honest song I've ever written," which describes some J.J. Abrams alternate universe reality type shit about what direction his life might have taken had an ex-girlfriend not broken up with him 3 years ago. Oh, Jesus Christ. Sorry.
Yeah, it's the same reality where they go to that science fair and...
There are people I've run into that blame the direction or outcome of their lives on a single incident. This idea has always fascinated me. Had the woman not split up with me, I'd most likely not have spiraled out of control to the point of no return, which allowed me to start over from scratch. What seemed like a tragedy 3 years ago turned out to be the best thing for both parties involved. And then he talks about the Veronica Mars thing. So yeah, I mean, unsurprisingly, it's pretty straightforwardly about a breakup. Although it's interesting to know that it is a breakup that happened 3 years prior, right? Like it's not a breakup that had just recently happened. It's not like a hypothetical breakup. It is somebody who had broken up with him 3 years ago. So I don't know. That's interesting. Mm-hmm. Somebody says it's residual booze, not blues. It's like, I don't think that's right.
No.
It's actually, and they actually did edit it, and now it's wrong.
I would like to know what residual booze are, though.
Like booze, like alcohol.
Oh.
Call it residual booze.
I mean, no, but that's... They meant, like, audience booze.
Yeah, no, I mean, it makes more sense, like, as alcohol than audience booze, but it's definitely call it residual blues.
Yeah, don't call it residual blues. Yeah, no, he says blues.
Call it residual blues. Here's one. I'm sure it's the same for a lot of people, but I feel like all of MCS's songs are about my life. Whenever I'm in a bad mood, I listen to Broken Heart and feel and feel better. I know that's fucked up, but it cheers me up to know for certain I'm not the only one who feels exactly what I feel. If we'd only stayed together, I might not have fallen apart. The words you serve destroyed my planet. That's my life. All right. Listen, I'm like, part of me wants to talk shit, and part of me is like, I feel like I just said that exact thing like 5 minutes ago. Would it be hypocritical of me to like to dismiss this person's opinion when I definitely said this is my opinion too? Yeah. Let's see. Justin said at a show that it was written about the same girl that This Is For Real is written about, which is really interesting because that was 3 years prior, so she probably dumped him like right around that time. And he definitely like This Is For Real is a love song.
Mm-hmm.
And her words destroy my planet's a breakup song. Very interesting.
That.
What's that?
Well, with what he's saying is, this. With how much importance he clearly ascribes to the relationship, it makes sense that he would write This Is For Real and then followed up with Her Words Destroy My Planet.
Yeah. I agree. Now I'm trying to think about the 3 years ago breakup and then him like thinking about that, like that alternate universe. The things that used to mean so much to me have gone the way of dinosaurs, hopes and dreams and everything. So I guess it's like letting it go. All I want for you to be is happy or something. I guess anything is better than the time you spent hoping I get it sorted out. Fucking hit that one hits me hard. I sent you a postcard, but the post office sent it back. They said the building's been torn down. I just missed what I thought we both had. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it makes sense, right? It's him trying to do better after the breakup. And I was wondering, like, how much of it is, like, trying to get back together after the breakup and how much of it is, like, just, trying to reconcile, like, listen, sorry, I was shitty.
I guess I kind of... assume that it is just he's trying to improve himself to get with her, or not quite so black and white as that, but rather
but like again,
I was
right,
motivated by making himself worth
part of
dating.
it even is like trying to win a breakup, right? Like if you're doing well, like you want to be doing better than the other person is doing, just for the knowledge that just the knowledge that maybe they were wrong to dump you, right? Like, okay, like she was wrong to break up with me because look at how great I'm doing now. I feel like maybe it's partly that. And again, I can relate. I get it. You always want to win a breakup.
I don't winning. I don't know about winning a breakup. I don't feel like there's enough. I don't feel like the song has any spite in it.
No, I mean, kind of though, right? Like all I want for you to be is happy or something. Like that's kind of dismissive, right? Like you know that. Like it's. I feel like I feel like
sentiment that's a statement against himself rather than against them.
No, I buy that too. I think the sentiment there is like what I'm supposed to want is for you to be happy. So that's what I want, I guess, right? Like all I want for you to be happy or something or whatever. Like whatever makes you happy, like because that's the thing that I'm supposed to want the most. So it's the thing that I'm going to say I want. Does that make sense? Does what I'm saying make sense?
Right. I guess I interpret it like earnestly, where he is voicing his frustration, like he just wants to do the right thing. So
right, no, and I agree. Like I think I misspoke when I said like sarcastic or whatever I said, because it's like it's him trying to be earnest, but like kind of failing at it, right? Like. And again, maybe I'm just ascribing my own thoughts to it. But to me, it's always read as like, I know the thing that I'm supposed to want is for you to be happy. So that's what I'm going to say. That all I want for you to be is happy or something, whatever. Like whatever I'm supposed to say here, that's the correct thing to say. That's what I'm trying to say. And so it comes across to me as hollow in that all he wants isn't for her to be happy. All he wants is her, right? Like, but he knows that the thing he's supposed to say is all I want for you to be is happy or something. Like, I guess anything's better than the time you spent hoping I get it sorted out, right? Like, anything's better than that. That's why you broke up with me.
Oh, you know what? I hadn't thought about that. I'm gonna look them over real quick again.
And then, of course, if we'd only stayed together, I might not have fallen apart. Which is, it's actually, it is really interesting to me, knowing now that falling apart, like he says, I might not have fallen apart, and the falling apart is kind of a positive. It's not like it's obviously not entirely a positive. He fell apart, but like the falling apart led him to put himself back together, with his alcoholism and stuff like that.
I don't know about that. All I want for you to be is happy or something. I guess anything is better than the time you spent hoping I'd get it sorted out. Like anything is better in regard to staying with him, hoping he'd stop. Hoping he'd fix it. Like anything's better than that. Like again, I feel like that's. I don't feel like that's spiteful. I feel like that's like that is continuing with the thing with criticizing himself.
I agree. I think like I said, I think I misspoke when I said spiteful, but I don't think it's necessarily criticizing himself again as much as like I don't think it's self-awarely criticizing himself. Like I'm sure Justin's self-aware when writing the song, but I think the Justin that Justin is playing is not criticizing himself. Like the voice of the song is again like it's somebody that could be criticized, that you understand, like they're just trying to say the right thing, but they don't really feel it. Like I don't think he really believes that all he wants for her to be is happy, right? But he's just saying that. Like he's just saying all I want for you to be is happy or something, right? Like I just want to say the right thing. All I want for you to be is happy is what I'm supposed to say. So that's what I'm saying. But in reality, that's not all he wants. That's all I'm trying to say. That's just the way it feels to me. But I see where you're coming from as well. Like that it is self-criticizing, and again, maybe I'm just ascribing my own like feelings to it. Cuz I get that. Like that's something that I said too, right? Like I just want her to be happy, right? And if this makes her happy, then she'll be happy. Like cool. But you know, that's like I think it's not him criticizing himself as much as it is him lying to himself. But like I was saying, I was really interested when I learned during this show that that it was about an ex, that relationship breaking apart is what then ended up in him, you know, getting sober and picking the pieces up, right? Like, him breaking apart, like, like if we don't stay together, I might not have fallen apart, but like falling apart, while a bad thing at the time, turned out to be a good thing in hindsight.
You know, you were mentioning This Is For Real, and on the I want to open up the music video for it right now. Yeah, I just, one of the things that's distinct to me about the This Is For Real music video is how clean Justin's face is doing it, which is to say I'm used to seeing with a beard, or I feel like in comparison to other things he's done, I'm more used to seeing with a beard. So in the song, he sings about shaving off the beard, and in the video on the Motion City Soundtrack channel where he's talking about it, he has a bit of, you know, scruff. And then in the AOL sessions, when they sing This Is For Real, he's got like more of a beard. It's not like super thick, but it is a beard. And so I'm just wondering if by the time they like recorded, assuming this is, you know, very, very autobiographical, by the time they actually did the music video for This Is For Real, he'd shaved off the beard by then. I
think he had a beard like sort of probably between the Even If It Kills Me era and the My Dinosaur Life era. Because like he, you know, he had some scruff here and there, but like he never really had a beard until like now. Like until like this tour. I think at the beginning of this tour he was like, should I shave off the beard? And everyone on Twitter and Instagram was like, nah, keep the beard, you look dope. And so he kept the beard.
It's a good look.
It's a good beard.
Yeah. Also, Josh's beard's good too.
Yeah. Well, Josh had the beard forever. Like Josh had the beard, or like I don't remember how early on, but like he had at least like something of a beard in like Even If It Kills Me era, I think. And Tony obviously has a beard. I think Tony's had a beard since like Commit This to Memory. Like maybe Even If It Kills Me, but like early Commit This to Memory and I Am the Movie stuff, you see like Tony without the beard, and you're like, oh, this is no man. It's a good thing you got the beard, bro. Like you needed the beard for your face. The beard works great for you.
Like Jonathan Frakes. Come to think of it, a little bit.
He really, actually, you know what? He kind of does.
And like Frakes, he's a good-looking guy, but that beard is Rikerian.
The beard really helps. Yeah. So let's talk about the music video.
I love the music video.
Man, the music video is odd. I don't know.
Departure?
It's what?
A departure?
Yeah, it is. It really is. Like, it's not like any of the other music videos, which I guess makes sense, right? Like, this was the first one on Sony.
This isn't the only music video off of this album, and the other music videos also kind of
are weird. Yeah, and they're weird in different ways. Like, I mean, this is probably the least weird. Honestly, you know what? To be honest, it's not even that much of a departure. Because we were just talking about This Is For Real, and I think This Is For Real's music video.
Oh, I love This Is For Real's music video.
Like, very similar. That's the bowling alley one, right?
Yeah.
Like, the bowling alley one and this one, like, it's weird that these songs are kind of sequels of each other, right?
Watching them go through just knocking all this shit over, it's so funny.
But it's weird that Her Words is kind of a sequel to This Is For Real, because the Her Words music video is really quite similar to This Is For Real music video. I feel like it's.
I gotta hear this. How do you figure?
Well, not like, you know, it's just like in tone and in style.
Sure,
like,
okay.
The videos themselves aren't like all that similar, but like the tone of it, right? Like it's telling this weird other story, and the stuff is going on, and they're all in character. Like, It feels like I think they're the two most similar music videos that they've done. Well, I don't know, like LG Fuad and Everything Is All Right, I think, are both quite similar as well, but they're off the same album. But like, I don't know, Disappear is like a super weird one, right?
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
another thing is like Disappear, and like, I like A Life Less Ordinary's music video, but it's also like, it's a little different. But that is a little bit more like some of their other stuff. Like A Life Less Ordinary, you can see that the band that did A Life Less Ordinary is also the band that did like True Romance, for example. But yeah, I don't know. So I guess it's not a crazy departure from the This Is For Real video, but like otherwise, those two are both very different. But they're poppier videos, and This Is For Real is a poppier song. But Her Words it's certainly poppy, but it's got a lot of like, I don't know, rockier elements.
For sure. That's also the whole album.
Oh, for sure. But like, I don't know, like the way, especially the way it ends, the way Her Words ends with like, it ends on like I think it's a C sharp minor is that last chord that it ends on, or at least like the way the song ends. This is one of the ones I can play. I was playing it before the recording. So it is, I think it ends on that C sharp minor chord, but it's just like a weird kind of dissonant chord. And like it's played, like the C sharp minor is played through the song, the second chord of that, it's B, C sharp minor, E. So like it's not like the C sharp minor isn't played elsewhere in the song, but it is like it's not like a root chord, and it's one of the more dissonant chords in the song. So it is, it ends on that note, and the video sort of ends on this sort of weird, like, following Justin and half focused on him. But I don't know, like most of the song is like poppy in a very like, sellable way. But that end of the song like almost makes me think like, yeah, why would you do a music video with that being the end of the song? It's a little weird.
I love the dance, man.
The dance is so fucking silly. It's so silly. It was I was saying before the show, it reminds me of the Mayor Pete High Hopes dance.
Again, I guess I haven't seen it.
Oh yeah, I thought you watched it before the thing. Yeah.
Let's watch it now.
But it makes sense, right? Because the dance, like, obviously most of the soundtrack aren't dancers, so the dance is very basic and very easy to learn. And I think I can't find the interview where they were talking about it, but they said like it took them a long time to learn the dance. Like they spent a lot of time learning that dance. But it makes sense that they would be given a dance that's very easy to learn, because they're not dancers, and then that the Mayor Pete dance like would be easy to learn because they want all these, little white kids to learn it and do the dance whenever they want to talk about Mayor Pete. Got to have high hopes for a living. Couldn't have a
Dude, those kids that are dancing behind the horse just are way better.
Oh, of course. Well, they got professional dancers.
Yeah.
Like, the kids are professional dancers, and they're just like, yep, here are the moves. If you watch the video for Blink-182's Dark Side, it's the same thing. I think it's like just a group of kids, but like it's actually like kind of depressing to watch because it's all of these like middle school kids doing Fortnite dances, and then Blink-182 is like 45 years old and like playing a rock song in the middle of a gymnasium, and it's very weird. It's I mean, like, it's enjoyable, like it's a fun video, but it's just like, man. And it's like a one-shot video too, so it's not like it's telling a story, but it's it's definitely these kids
so appropriate for this video to have ended with them dancing. Like it seems like so sensible.
Does it?
I don't. Sensible is not the right word there. But it makes so much sense that they're like, well, what are we gonna do now? Like, all right, let's just everybody dance.
Does it make sense though?
It does to me.
The video is also, it's them at a science fair, and like they're grown adults winning the science, like this middle school science fair, and like fighting children.
Who came up with
At
this
some point,
music
Josh shoves a
video?
kid.
I know, it's great.
I don't really understand what is happening anywhere in this music video. I also love the fact, so like in the music video, like they each also have their own science projects, and obviously like the kids have regular old kid science projects that you'd see at a middle school or high school science fair. And then Motion City Soundtrack comes in, and they also have science projects. And like Justin's is the theory of everything, and Tony literally clones himself, and Josh makes a guitar playing robot, and Matt has like this whole VR setup, which actually like now looks like absolute garbage. But in 2010, like it would be really interesting if some dude made that. And then Jesse has a volcano.
It's a good volcano.
It's a good volcano. It's a great volcano.
It's an actual volcano.
It's probably an actual volcano, but like, it's also a volcano.
Yeah, but like, it's not like that's the whole joke in the video is like, there's the kid who's got the trope of the science fair volcano, and then Jesse comes in with his that's giant. And
no, I get it. I understand. I get it. But also,
no,
it's
that's
still,
not really a great answer though to the otherwise point of this music video existing.
I just like it's so odd. And then around the breakdown, the bridge of the song, all of the experiments fail, kind of. Not all of them fail, right? Because the guitar playing robot like starts to destroy things, and the volcano erupts and starts to destroy things. But other than that, right? Does the VR start breaking?
I don't think so.
You really can't do much with Justin's theory of everything. And
Keep
Clone
watching
Tony
Josh
doesn't
shove that kid.
like. I wished Clone Tony tried to kill Tony. Like, at least that'd be something. But it's weird that like some of them break apart and other ones of them don't. Anyway, and then the band wins all the science fair prizes, which is again.
I'm gonna have to turn this into a GIF and send it to Josh.
And then the dance, which is super weird. Still, like, I don't know what's happening. Like, I don't know who this person is wearing a dinosaur mask. I get it. I understand the album's My Dinosaur Life. Still weird. The dance is just so stupid. Like, every part of this is ridiculous. And then at the end of it, two middle school girls shoot laser guns at the band and kill them.
Yep.
But they don't get the prize. They should also be awarded the prize for inventing a laser.
Those laser rifles kind of look like the assault rifle from Halo. Well, the one that the girl on the right is holding.
I would be willing to wager that they're... No? Yeah, it looks like they're Nerf guns that they put some cardboard on top of. Or they could just be cardboard entirely.
That one on the right is like for sure the Halo assault rifle.
I don't know. The only thing I remember from Halo is the Needler.
It's a memorable gun. The one on the girl on the left as you're looking at it in the video, I don't recognize that, but that is cardboardized. But definitely Halo, which I feel is appropriate as a video game reference.
Yeah, from 2010. That tracks.
So that's deliberate.
Do you have any other thoughts on this music video?
I've said all of them and then some.
All right, so I guess it's time to move on then to covers and alternate versions. Let's do the two instrumental covers first, and then we'll do the acoustic guitar covers. Not a lot of covers on this song. I thought there'd be more. This was a pretty decently popular song, I thought, but not a lot of covers. The first one, I'll do the one that you sent me, your absolute favorite chiptune Planet, with Her Words Destroyed My Planet. Here it is. Chiptune. Her Words Destroyed My Chiptune Planet. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Nice. Well done.
It's interesting they don't really do the lyrics on this one. Like they don't really have like the vocal melody like they normally do. I like it. I mean, it's still good. But interesting that the vocal melody isn't really there like it is on other ones.
Yeah, it feels like it's just the beginning go on that long.
That wasn't the beginning. Sorry, that was the middle.
Oh,
that was the chorus.
Gotcha. I liked this one in particular. I like how it comes in the, at least at the beginning of it. How it comes in with like I guess the rest of the melody at the beginning. It's a chiptune cover. They're always about a pretty uniform level of quality, which is just okay.
Yeah. All right, the other one is the Sparrow Sleeps from Commit This to Memory. We've talked about Sparrow Sleeps before. We did them on the Worker Bee episode. I love Sparrow Sleeps. I have not slept to them in a while, but this track has 32 plays on my Google Play Music because I sleep to them very often. So this is her Words Destroy My Planet.
So sweet.
It's classic Soothing Sparrow Sleeps, man. What's interesting about this, like, it makes sense that they have to slow it down because it's trying to be a lullaby. They can't be at the full like speed.
Right.
But the original song, the music video for the original song is 3 minutes 44 seconds, so approximately let's say 3:40ish. And the Sparrow Sleeps cover is 6 minutes and 12 seconds long because they have to like slow it down that much and like separate some stuff out. So it's one of the longer ones, but like they're all pretty long because again it's a lullaby, like it can't be at full speed.
Right.
We talked about Worker Bee. I think Worker Bee is a 2-minute song, and the Sparrow Sleeps version is 3 minutes 56 seconds, like almost 4 minutes. So, but yes, I love Sparrow Sleeps. Let's move on to the acoustic guitar in your bedroom covers. Again, don't want to talk shit. I do plenty of acoustic guitar in my bedroom covers. And I really, really like this one. This is from Down in Autumn on YouTube. Here is Her Destroy My Planet.
If we'd only stayed together, I might not have fallen apart. But the words you said destroyed my planet. I'll stall before I start. I'll stall before I start anything at all. Got a job at a common crime.
I don't know how well it comes off in that. I don't know how well it comes off in that clip, but he's got an Irish accent. This guy's from Northern Ireland, and like something just like
I didn't even notice that.
If you listen through the whole thing, you'll notice. I think I cut right before like finally shaved off that beard, like
before it been really noticeable. I like the guy's voice. Honestly, when it first started, it kind of sounded like. Man, I just drew a complete blank. I don't know. I like that guy's voice.
I like his voice too, and it's one of those things of like again, like he's not playing it quite at like full like speed or like full like strength.
Yeah.
Particularly for a song that is like very quick and rockier. He's playing it kind of like a little more subdued, a little more like an indie song, and I'm a fan of that. This next one is also this. So this guy Down in Autumn has 5 subscribers on YouTube and hasn't put a video out since. Oh no, never mind. He subbed like a year ago. Never mind. Although it was a year ago, 5 years ago, and then this 6 years ago. So, this other one is from Sarah Robinson. And it's also an acoustic guitar. Here is her words.
Maybe you were right after all. Maybe I'm just bad news. I've been drowning in memories. Call it residual blues. I fell asleep watching Veronica Mars again. I still flex with that tourniquet. I tried to squeeze on your dreams. Chug it on, it's a perfect fit. What do you suppose that means? My parents keep asking when you're planning on coming around. If we'd only stayed together, I might not have fallen apart.
That's
Because
what.
she was kind of playing it like her, or singing it like she, in her own way.
Yeah, singing in her own way. I think her voice is really great.
Yeah, for sure.
She has. This is the only video on her YouTube channel, and it's from 7 years ago. So,
Dang.
real shame because I think she was pretty good, and I would be very interested to hear more stuff from Sarah Robinson. Maybe she listens to the show. Sarah Robinson, if you listen to the show, please make more music. All right, that is it for the covers. Let's move on now to some of the alternate versions. There are no official recorded alternate versions. I'm surprised because this is obviously the first track on the album. There's an instrumental off the UK version, although I can't find it. I wasn't able to find it quickly. But I was surprised that with being the big single off the album, not the first single actually. Sorry, I misspoke. Disappear is the first single, but I think it was the bigger single off the album that there's no alternate version on the deluxe edition. The deluxe edition is A Life Less Ordinary, Pulp Fiction, Worker Bee, and Disappear have alternate versions, and then So Long Farewell is on there as well. But I'm surprised that they didn't have her words. I guess Pulp Fiction they liked. Disappear, Life Less were both singles as well. But yeah, I don't know. So let's talk about some of the alternate versions. Actually, before we do the alternate versions, I want to do the AOL sessions we were talking about a little bit. Because they do that. I mean, it's a live take. It's a well shot live take, and you can really hear the part where Matt and Josh, and I think even Justin, do the la la las. So here is her words to Destroy My Planet from live at the AOL interface session.
Maybe you were right after all. Maybe I'm just bad news. I've been drowning in memories. Call it residual blues. I fell asleep watching Veronica Mars again.
Very interesting to me that they I mean, I've seen them do it in concert plenty of times.
I really like the when the whole band gets involved like that with the la la la. But for just the beginning of that in particular really, really sounded to me like the beginning of Over It Now. Just the beginning of the car. Yeah, it's just so quiet, but I like it played and I'm like, oh my god, what is immediately was thinking of Over It Now. Yeah, just the beginning.
Let me real quick play the beginning of Over It Now, and I'll play it here too, because I'm not hearing it, but it's not that I don't believe you. I'm just not I think I'm just not thinking of Over It Now properly sometimes. Maybe let me try it right here.
I thought of those endless nights.
Okay, I feel you. Very much understand.
Right there. Yep.
Yeah. All All right. The next one that we're gonna look at is from the Warped Tour, that live Warped Tour in front of the Truth Bus that we talked about with Worker Bee, I think, as well. Here is Her Words Destroy My Planet, live from Warped Tour from the North City YouTube page.
Maybe you were right after all. Maybe I'm just bad news. I've been drowning in memories, call it residual blues. I fell asleep watching Veronica Mars again. Hey!
I don't know. So in this video, Justin looks at Matt and laughs about something, but Matt is not shown when he's laughing, and I have no fucking clue what he's laughing about. And I'm so like, what is the laughter? But yeah, this is, I mean, you know, just a classic. It's just acoustic guitar. Tony playing the cajon, and interestingly, Matt's not playing anything. He's just sitting there to do backing vocals on this one. But yeah. I don't know, just a stripped down acoustic only. There's another stripped down acoustic only they did at 99X. Appears to be some local Atlanta radio station. This is, I think, a full band acoustic set. So here's that.
I've been drowning in memories, calling residual blues. I fell asleep watching Veronica Mars again. I still futz with that tourniquet. I tried to squeeze on your dreams. Slung it down, it's a perfect fit. What do you suppose that means? My parents keep asking when you're planning on coming around. If we'd only stay together.
I think that was doing like an electric guitar sort of like slide, but on an acoustic, so it's like a scratch. I'm really not sure.
It sounded a bit like a kazoo.
It did sound a bit like a kazoo. I also don't know if you could hear it quite, but at one point, like when they did La La La's, he like gets the audience into it, and you can sort of hear the audience, but the audience isn't mic'd, so you don't really hear it.
No,
I can kind of hear the audience in La La La's
just a little bit.
Yeah, you can kind of hear it. Yeah. And now, our favorite, the Motion City Soundtrack Best Buy tour, where they also did play the song once again acoustic. At this was the Best Buy Mall of America, so I think this was separate from the Macy's tour. But here's Her Words Destroy My Planet at a Best Buy.
You were right after all. Maybe I'm just bad news. I've been drowning in memories, call it residual blues. I fell asleep watching Veronica Mars again.
TV show and a porn star. We wish. You can really hear the audience chatter here, but
I was gonna say, like, at some point, the guy like recording it or in front definitely
was singing along.
Started singing over. Could hear them more.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Oh no, this wasn't in Mall of America. This was in Aurora, Illinois. This is
So just the MOA in Illinois. Best Buy.
This is a stone's throw from where I live. Yeah. Anyway, that's all of the acoustic arrangements of this are pretty much the same, unlike Worker Bee, which when we did that one, there was like 3 distinct acoustic arrangements of the song, which is really cool. This is just 3 very similar acoustic arrangements, but with varying numbers of people in the band performing. Yeah, I don't know. am always a fan of Motion City covering Motion City. I think it was perfectly good. Although it's not one of the ones that I think I might like more than the original. But certainly good. Any other thoughts on the acoustic and alternate versions? Or alternate and covers?
None thoughts. Music good.
None thoughts, yeah. I was surprised that there weren't more covers online. I really had trouble finding some. I would have expected there to be more, but... Oh, Tony did do a drum along on this one. But I don't know if there's really much to show. It's Tony doing the drum along. But definitely watch the Tony drum along. He wears a blazer. It's a good looking dude.
Yes.
Is
it a proper blazer? I like watching him drum. I wish he'd done all of the songs.
He did a lot of them. There's a lot of them. There are very many. How many videos? Is there a way to like? Does YouTube not just tell you how many videos there are on somebody's channel? That's annoying. I think it used to. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode of Motion City Podcast. If you want to follow us on Twitter, we are at Motion City Pod. That's our Instagram handle as well as the Patreon. If you want to, give us money for some reason. Individually on Twitter, I'm at Kuhan. Jake is at XFIP minus. That's XFIP, and then minus the word spelled out. You can find us at iamkuhan.com/motioncity. It's where all the episodes are posted, and all of our subscribe links are on each episode on that page. But you should just be able to search us up on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify. Yes, Spotify. If we're not on some podcast service you want us to be on, let me know, and I will try to get us on that podcast service. This is another thing, motioncitypod@gmail.com. Email us if you still want to do that. We're on the Motion City Soundtrack subreddit. We're on the Motion City Soundtrack Discord server. You could find us.
Josh's Discord. I'm regularly in there when he's streaming on Twitch, which I do recommend. It's good. It's very chill if you're into chill Twitch channel. Josh is
hell yeah.
It is. He's been playing Call of Duty a lot lately.
Check out Tony's podcast, Bizarre Albums.
Yes, it's nice. It's also pretty chill.
It's like 30 minutes. It is quite chill.
Mm-hmm.
He also produced a couple podcasts. Actually, so I was listening to I don't know if I was listening to something or I was like, I think somebody was on a podcast I was listening to, but they weren't on the episode I was listening to. And it was like, it was Allison Rosen. I'm like, who is Allison Rosen? Like, Allison Rosen is on this podcast. I don't know. Like, the name sounds really familiar. And I was like, oh, Tony produces Allison Rosen's podcast. That's how I know her. So that is that. And that's it. That'll do it for this episode of Motion City Podcast. Until next time, don't destroy my planet.
Take an online course if you want. Go to Duolingo.
Learn Japanese,
it's pretty
maybe,
good.
Sell your Xbox to Jimmy down the street.
Or don't, because they might want to play it.
Nah, get a PS4. Sell that Xbox.
You can have both.
Sure. Who has time for that, though?
I sent you a postcard, but the post office sent it back. They said the building's been torn down. I just miss what I thought we both had. If we'd only stayed together, I might not have fallen apart. But the words you said destroyed my planet. It's all my fucking fault. If we'd only stayed together, I might not have fallen apart. But the words you said destroyed my planet. I stole